Hey everybody, welcome to Jacob's Quest, and today I just finished watching episode 10 of House of the Dragon, and obviously full spoilers, but wow, okay, this is the season 1 finale of this show. I believe they might have hinted it being 4 seasons long, so yeah, just this is the beginning of like everything going down, and this episode really sets all that up. And this, we see the war beginning. We see like the first, I would say the first major casualty of this war that will absolutely set off this chain of dominoes of like, everyone's pissed off now. So last episode, all we got was Alicent and the Greens and their side of things. In this episode, we get the other side of the war. Basically, Princess Rhaenys, the queen that never was, she shows up at Dragonstone. I think it's Dragonstone. And basically she shows up to warn everyone, hey, just so you know, just letting you know, not that I'm picking a side. And she like kind of makes a point of like, this is not my war to start. This is not my thing. I haven't even like technically took a side yet, but this is what my husband would want, so I'm here to warn you because that's what he would have done, right? Which, by the way, there was, kind of a back and forth of like, is he gonna die? Is he dead? Is he dying? He is alive. Her husband is alive. Corlys, right? So he is alive. We see him walking and talking this episode. But anyways, so basically, the queen that ever was warns Rhaenyra, hey, they're coming for you. They're coming for your kids. This isn't gonna end well. They named the Aegon king. They named him king, so that's a thing. And of course, everyone starts like freaking out. And this actually, I suppose you could say, the stress of this, like, well, one, learning that her dad is dead, and two, that, oh yeah, and they're totally usurping the throne from you, kind of caused her pregnancy to just start. I don't look. I'm not a doctor. I don't know how this would work, but either way, her very, not to term yet, the maester points out that like, well, she's not even to term. This shouldn't be happening this early. And she does give birth, a stillborn birth, right? And yeah, pretty graphic, and it's horrible to see, but that's what this show is, right? So yeah, she has a stillbirth. And in the book, I think it was supposed to have like a dragon tail and all this other crazy stuff, which, by the way, the book is nothing more than a recounting of events through various points of view. So basically, it is not actually like a unbiased, like, here's exactly how it happened. It's like, no, this is like people heard rumors of what happened, so like events not happening exactly the way that they happen in the book. They have that wiggle room because it's like, no, this guy heard that this is how it happened. That's not necessarily exactly how it happened. So the baby not having a tail, that, I think that's fine. I mean, it was graphic enough. You don't need to add all that. You know what I mean? It was already like horrible to see. So yeah. So just like her dad did on episode 1, she now has to burn a baby that was never alive and never got to live. So that's horrible. And that happened. Yeah. Anyways, so, Game of Thrones. So, yeah, basically now they have to prepare. A couple of the knights like re-pledge their fealty to her, and that's basically what this whole episode is. At least the majority is people. Daemon and her and everyone that's there. They all have to like reaffirm, like, okay, you are on our side, right? You said you were on our side way back then, but obviously now this person was crowned king in front of thousands of people, and a lot of people sided with them. So now it's like they need to see who their friends are, basically, who's willing to fight for them. And that's what a lot of this episode is. Down to individual Kingsguard, which one arrives and gives her father's crown, because remember, Aegon is wearing some other crown that has like rubies in it or something, so she's actually wearing the crown of her father, which I feel like symbolically would help her side have more of a claim. But obviously, the other side is actually on the throne itself, like physically. They're actually sitting there. So, it's all about like claims and such. So basically all this stuff is happening, and it's revealed that Corlys is still alive. He's able to walk and stuff. and he reaffirms like, okay, yeah, we're pledging our allegiance to you. We're gonna help you out. We have like the best fleet in the world. So, all right, cool. Good news, good news, good news, right? And Rhaenyra decides that she's going to send out her sons. And now, you know, it's hard to keep track of all the kids. I believe she had 3 sons who were the strong kids, you know, the brown-haired kids who were obviously not, you know, not fully Targaryen Valerian, you know. She sends 2 of them out. One of them goes north, one of them goes south. So one of them's gonna go all the way out to Winterfell, and the other one's going to Storm's End, which that's where the Baratheons are. And, you know, and basically just doing the same thing everyone else was doing, like, hey, talk to this person, make sure they're actually still on our side, we need to gather our numbers. And the whole episode, Rhaenyra has been like, you know, I don't, you know, my job, my father's job was to keep peace, you know, so if I'm going to sit here and claim that I'm the queen, I need to do what's best, what the queen should do, what's best for the realm, and that's to keep the peace. So if we can avoid just like jumping into this war, we should be able to avoid it, right? And so of course, you know, the Hand of the King, this goddamn Otto Hightower, right? He shows up and he's like, hey, you gotta pledge your fealty to the rightful king, and he's just the worst about it. And like, look, I knew he probably wasn't gonna die, but like, man, I was so hoping that like, can someone just stab this guy? Can someone just take this guy out? Like, and narratively, he served his big purpose of like, you know, he got the other guy on the throne. So, God, you just want to see this guy die so much. I hate Otto. God, he's a great villain because you despise this character so much. But anyways, you know, he's there. He's like, you know, it's not too late. My daughter still cares about you. And they brought out like that piece of paper, I guess, that they had read in the very first episode of the show, and it was a whole thing. And you know, she tells him, well, you'll have our answer in the morning. So like everyone around her is like, just go to war, just do it, just let's fight now. And especially Daemon, right? Like, he is ready to start this war. But you know, and she's kind of mirroring Alicent in this way, because Alicent was like, no, the king wouldn't want his own daughter killed, right? So we're not going to just outright and kill them, and we're going to give them a chance. And you know, so there is sort of a mirroring, you know, a care, affection there between the two, where it's like they're both trying to genuinely do the right thing from their points of view, and they both really believe it. You know what I mean? So it's kind of a tragedy in that sense. You know, it's like, yeah, they were friends, maybe even more at some point, and now they're just on complete opposite sides of this thing in every single way. But yeah, anyways, so she sends out 2 of her sons. One goes north, one goes south. The one that goes to Storm's End, and I knew this was going to happen. I follow a lot of channels that kind of, they go over vaguely what happens in the book. And so it's like one of these things where it's like, you know it's going to happen, but you don't know when, you don't know how, you don't know what it's going to look like. You just know it's an event that's supposed to happen. I believe this might be her middle child from the strong side. He's going to Storm's End, talks to Baratheon, but who's already there? It's God, what's his name? The one with the eye patch. Is it Aegon? Is it Aemon? I don't know. I don't remember, again, the names. I don't know. The one with the eye patch, the one who's like extra sinister. And you know, this one feels like the biggest threat of all the, you know, the Targaryens, the green side. You know, he feels like the biggest threat. He even has the biggest dragon, and man, that thing's crazy. When he lands at Storm's End to talk to Baratheons, he sees the dragons there. And my thing is that, like, I would not have even gone in there. You know, if he was smart, I would have been like, okay, the other side is already here. I'm just gonna leave now. I'm not even gonna go inside, because I have to assume that the other side has either gotten them to agree to serve them, or they've killed this guy already. Either way, I'm not safe here, because they got a giant dragon here, and this can only end badly. But no, he goes inside, and of course, you know, the Baratheon guy is like, why should I pledge my fealty to your mom? You know, that was my dad who did that. And did you even bring like an offering? Are you gonna like, how are you gonna convince me? And you know, he didn't bring anything. All he brought was just like a note that basically said, remember that you did this, you know. Which of course, so that doesn't work out. And at first, I wish I could remember his name, Eye Patch guy, Eye Patch brother, Eye Patch Targaryen, he wants revenge. He wants an eye, right? Like, give me your eye. And I don't know if this is actually the strong brother who took his eye, or if it was the older one who took his eye. I'm not really sure which one it was, but he's like, all right, give me your eye and then you can leave. But of course he doesn't do that, so they're leaving, and he follows him out in the middle of this storm on his dragon, and it is like the most epic looking, like you see the giant shadow of the dragon over his dragon, and they like go above the clouds in the daylight, and it was really, really cool chase scene, but you know how it's gonna end. And they did an interesting thing here. This brother is gonna die. He's gonna get killed by Eye Patch guy. And you know, in the books, I believe it's insinuated that it was done on purpose, you know, like it was just like oh, I want revenge on this guy. But what actually ends up, how it plays out, even though he was chasing him down, when the dragon goes in for the kill, he's actually telling him like, wait, no, don't do that, don't do it. And the dragon's not listening to him. So the big dragon bites the other dragon in half, like literally just like rips it to shreds real easily. That's how big this thing like outsizes the other one. So of course that son is dead. He's gone. There's no chance of surviving that, right? And he has this look on his face, like the Eye Patch guy. He has this look on his face like, oh shit, what did I do, right? Because essentially what you've done now is that you took away any chance of like this ending peacefully, any chance of like, you know, hey, can we talk about this? Can we make some kind of like, no, it's over now. It's over. You've killed, you didn't just like kill a couple of her soldiers, you killed her son, you know what I mean? So now you have son versus son. One of them died. It's you know, so like this family feud, I'm thinking of the game show now. Anyways, this family feud, it's really, it's down now. Like that was the first major casualty, and it is started. It's here. It's happening. And of course, Daemon gives the news to Rhaenyra, and she's got like this look on her face, and then the episode ends. So yeah, just man, I loved this. This was the perfect way to end the season, because now, you know, they set it up so well for the next season to be like, we're in the war now. The war's happening. We're each trying to talk to our sides, trying to recruit other people, trying to be like, hey, you're on our side, remember? And I don't know what's gonna happen. I have not read the book. Maybe by the time season 2 starts, which I'm hearing reports that like season 2 won't start for another 2 years, which that sounds crazy to me, you know, which I don't know. I guess I kind of wish that they had, like, I assumed they had been filming this whole time that this was airing, that they were already filming the next season, but I don't know if they're not, if we gotta wait a whole 2 years, that, man, that's kind of irritating. I mean, it's gonna be amazing when it does come back, but like now we just gotta sit here and wait, and that kind of sucks. But yeah, this was just a really solid season of TV. Like, just the drama and the tension, and then the payoff, and then just everything coming to a head here. But man, I'm so ready. I'm so ready for season 2. I can't believe there's not going to be another episode next week. Oh man. I saw some people getting angry. Some people were getting angry that because he didn't do it on purpose, like the Eye Patch one didn't like attack the kid on purpose and take him out on purpose. Maybe they're thinking that takes like some of his edge off. He's not as scary now, but like I think it still points out that like he's human, you know what I mean? He's not like a comic book villain. He's like, I'm just gonna kill everyone. You're like, no, he's still like a character, you know. He's smart. He knows like, if I take this guy out, there's no turning back from this. It's kind of a big deal. So to do it like accidentally while you're chasing him down, it's like, damn it, you know. In fact, it kind of adds more of a it adds more of a tragic element to everything that's about to happen. You know, like I saw some people getting mad last episode or 2 episodes ago when this entire like naming of Aegon as the king was only done because of an accident. Some people were mad about that, and I'm like, no, that adds to like this ironic tragedy of it all. You know, like that's the point of the story. You know, it's like this was all avoidable, except humans have to be the way that they are. You know, like it was what's her name, was Alicent just hearing what she wanted to hear, and so like that's why she fully believes it, you know? Or did she actually make this mistake? You know, was Aemond, I think his name is Aemond, that's right. I get the names Aegon and Aemond confused. Aegon is the king, Aemond is the eye patch guy. Anyways, you know, did Aemond really do this on accident and only at the last second tried to change his mind, or was it fully an accident? You know, so it's, I don't know. It adds a tragic element to it all when there's more of a gray area of what really happened here, you know, instead of him just like twirling a mustache and going like, ha, I'm evil, you know. So I don't know. That's my take on the whole thing. But man, this was great. It was amazing, and the thing is, the way that this ended, you know, despite one of them getting knocked off, the way that this ended with people getting sent off to different places, you know, especially one going north to Winterfell, and well, before they go to Winterfell, they're going to go to the Eyrie and all that stuff, right? It really feels like this is the way that season 1 of Game of Thrones began, you know, where like that began with everyone getting separated. Jon Snow goes over here, Ned Stark goes down there, you know, everyone like goes their separate directions, kind of like Fellowship of the Ring. Everyone gets divided. The ending of this really felt like that, where it's like, okay, so next season's going to start and we're actually finally going to do the thing where our point of view is going to shift between different plot lines. We're following Rhaenyra here, we're going to follow Alicent over here, we're going to follow one of the sons up in the north, and we're going to meet all the Starks over there, you know? So like the show's finally going to sort of become what Game of Thrones used to be, you know, where like we're seeing 3, 4, 5 different plot lines happen per episode. We're finally going to get that, you know, because this show up until this point was really nothing but the same point of view, you know, like we're following the same characters. Most of them are all in the same location, not much like jumping around happening, you know. So it's going to be interesting to see like this show kind of return to that form of storytelling, you know, where like, you know, these two scenes, are they even happening at the same time, or are they happening weeks apart? Because one's way up here in Winterfell, one's way down there in Dragonstone. Who even knows, you know? Of course, the major difference this time will be that half the characters have dragons. So, yeah, they'll be able to fly upwards, you know, probably within the same episode, not have to take, you know, several episodes of walking north in order to get there. So it'll be like, you know, season 7 of Game of Thrones instead of season 1 of Game of Thrones. But anyways, yeah, this was an amazing feat of TV here. Like not only did you keep the tension and the drama and all that, like, just at its best, but you actually managed to make people care and get invested in Game of Thrones again. Something that at the beginning of this, I was like, there's no way that this will become what it used to be. But hey, now I'm kind of eating crow, right? Okay, you know, you did it. So many people love this show and love this season. And yeah, it's going to make the wait for season 2 even more difficult, because it's like, man, I'm ready to see this war. You built all the way up to it, and now we just got to wait. We got to wait for it. So in the meantime, you know, we'll have other shows, but it will always feel like we're just waiting for Game of Thrones to come back again. Man, 2 years, that feels like it's going to take forever, man. I hope there's an update. I hope there's somehow that they push it forward. I don't know. All right, let me know what you guys thought about episode 10 of House of the Dragon and the season overall, and just everything that happened. Do you care at all if things are slightly different than described in the books, or did you just really enjoy a great season of TV? Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.